Good afternoon, my dear ladies and gentlemen. This is, of course, none other than Light Liger here, and today I will be talking about a very important subject, and that is the actual exit strategy for this bull run. And everybody should have a price which they want to sell at, and also a time decided when they're going to be selling at. And in this video, I'm going to be going through which coins I'm going to be keeping throughout this run, which ones I'm going to be selling, when I'm going to be selling, and also where I'm going to be exactly putting those profits into. But before we jump into the actual speculation on the dates and the numbers, we have to talk about the major narratives and events which are going to be still taking place this year. Starting off with one of the bigger ones, we kind of have like 4 major ones and 2 kind of bit more smaller ones, which are going to be definitely having an impact on certain projects' prices and the markets. So obviously a video I did already about earlier was the Ethereum's London hard fork. And this will basically have 2 different apes, which basically have a huge impact. One is going to be making Ethereum a bit more deflating. And also there's going to be one that is going to be adjusting the gas fees for it. So gas tokens are going to be, adios, you're out of the door. And basically this is a very large event in terms of the tokenomics revolving around Ethereum. And it's going to be a one step closer into transitioning into proof of stake. So, and obviously the Ethereum 2.0 updates also might happen later down this year, but I'm thinking they're going to be probably taking a bit longer than that. So this is going to be a one major event happening this July. The next one, which is not so perhaps advertised or talked about, is the Taproot update, which is basically adding a level of privacy into the Bitcoin protocol. I haven't personally looked into this too much because I'm not a maxi. I'm not interested in Bitcoin. But this is going to be a somewhat bullish sentiment. However, this is going to be happening on November. And some people have been speculating that the August will be the end of the bull run. Some people have been speculating it's September. And some people have been saying it's going to be going till the next year because we have the inflation going on. This year is different because we are living in a black swan event citing to Corona. So these are like valid arguments. I wouldn't like dismiss the idea that the bull run might be different this time, but I'm not going to be betting into that. So I think, well, we're going to be going into the charts in a second, so I will be elaborating that a bit more. But this is another big update. And also, I think it's going to be reducing the cost of the transactions also on the Bitcoin network and expand the amount of transactions, but I guess this is only for Lightning Network. But moving on, we have the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystems, and the parachains are obviously a big part of that. And Polkadot doesn't have an exact date on the parachains, but Kusama, which is the Canary testnet, they have already done testnet auctions, and it is pretty, I would say it's not too crazy to think that they're going to be happening maybe on Q3 or Q4 this year for Kusama. They're going to be doing the auctions and the parachain slots, and that's going to be a big event. That's going to be having huge fluctuations on a lot of the Kusama projects, which is a big umbrella of projects, and also Polkadot. So that's going to be a one very major event that is going to be taking place in this year as well. Then we have obviously Cardano launching smart contracts. That is the Alonso update, and it has now been speculated that they will be ready on this August. And that is a good thing. We were kind of hoping that they would have come out a bit earlier, but we obviously got the Mary hard fork, which brought the NFTs and the tokens, so that was something. And Alonso could be also a bit of a catalyst for Cardano's rise, but kind of like Ethereum, both can be delayed, obviously, and we don't have like exact, dates here when things are going to be actually going down. So Cardano is definitely another catalyst here, a major event here. That's going to be having a bit of a lot of DeFi projects are probably going to be launching in case they are ready-made for that launch. The testnet is not out yet, to my understanding. Now then there's two bit more minor events. We have the Cosmos ecosystem, which is, it is a main competitor sort of for Polkadot, and they have the whole IBC thing, which has a lot of different blockchains in it. The Gravity Bridge is coming out in Q2, and the bridge Bitcoin is in Q4, and Q3 also the staking derivatives Osmosis, which we have talked about a bit on the channel. So Cosmos ecosystem is also very big. It's not as big as Polkadot. Some could even argue that the user experience in Cosmos has been a lot better than it's been on Polkadot, at least in my opinion. So I'm kind of voting for Cosmos more here. But that is also a big update, which is going to be having effect on a lot of things, because it's a pretty big thing that they are basically building out. And the last point we had is also the Litecoin's Mimblewimble, which testnet has been around for 4 months or so, and right now they are kind of like doing audits, reviews, bug fixing, and documentation, and I'm pretty sure that it's going to be rolling out this year, hopefully. And these are kind of like the 6 big events, which I can, think of. The Flare network could be another project which is launching, which could be big as well, because it's kind of like by XRP, so it's tied into that. Probably, I don't remember anything else. I obviously have Elrond and Solana doing things, but they are not as big ecosystems as of yet to have like that significant type of pull. But let's kind of get into the charts now. And people, because we had a bit of a, crash down here. Right now, as you can see on the charts, this is taken a couple of days ago, and I think I tweeted this out, or a similar chart. And people thought that, we were at the top at the 62,000, and now the bull run is ending. Some people believed in that, and probably a lot of the new people who came in, they sold out. They sold their monies, and now people are buying the dip. And the speculation here is that this is parallel to the 2017, which, by the way, is a bit different, obviously, because the dates are different here. So this one happened on July, and this happened on May, obviously. So the dates are, different here. They're not identical, obviously. I always said that TA is a bit of a pseudoscience. Economic sciences are part of social sciences, which don't really have that high replication rate, so they're not the most reliable sciences in general. Somebody who says there's math behind or business is a real science or something, they're kind of like full of shit. But I mean, there are certain indicators here which obviously tell us that, yeah, this could be definitely the last kind of like and here's the chart like comparison here on the Bitcoin chart. So the Bitcoin was like in June, kind of hit 3K, and then it like dipped down straight up to 2K. So it kind of lost like 30% of its like 30% crash here from this top, and basically in a month, and then it just started to climb up, and obviously the rest of the history. It ended up going into 18,000 at the peak. But I mean, the question really here is, when is the bull run going to obviously end? That's probably what people wanted to hear from me personally, and I don't have an exact date. I don't. I think I'm more pessimistic about the ending date than a lot of other people who have. The general consensus is at August/September. My idea would be to sell on start of August or late of July. It just depends on where the prices will be at. If we're going to be seeing Bitcoin hitting 70K, I think that's a place where I'm going to be selling most of my assets. And now you're going to be obviously asking which assets I'm going to be selling. So I believe the top for Bitcoin is probably going to be 70K because people were pushing the narrative that crypto is going to be escape from inflation. Hasn't really proven that to be the case, sadly. So I don't really believe that there's going to be a narrative of 120K for Bitcoin. That would have been the case if it would have been a hedge against inflation. But just as the story hasn't really been true to me, at least. And the charts don't really indicate that type of thing. It's been the stimulus money which been bumping up the prices, not the actual purchasing decrease of the dollar or the euro or other currencies. So not really believing that as a narrative right now, which is very sad, but maybe in future that will change. So Bitcoin is 70K, Ethereum could even go high as 10K. Those are going to be the prices I'm going to be selling at, or even earlier, depending how it looks. And I'm going to be moving. Also, Binance coin is going to be hitting probably 1,500, probably peaking there. Going to be selling that. Cardano, depending on when Alonso is coming, we could talk about $3 here or more. And then we have Doge, no, it's so crazy coin, maybe dollar. XRP, don't really have a lot of money on there. And then we have Polkadot and Kusama and all their chains. They could be basically pumping up quite a lot. And Polkadot, $100 is definitely on the table. That's probably, I think everything above $70 I would probably sell myself. Now, what are the coins I'm going to be keeping are probably a lot of gaming-based tokens. So I'm not sure are things like the Sandbox, is it going to be launching this year properly and adopting the mainstream. Another one that is Ultra, I don't think their cycle is going to be also happening during this bull run. So these two are something that I think I'm going to be holding through this cycle. If you're going to be buying Bitcoin above 40,000, I would also probably just save it for more than 4 years for the next cycle. Otherwise, I wouldn't necessarily buy it at this price. That's my 2 cents. And Litecoin, I'm also going to be selling. Monero, I'm going to be selling. There's going to be very few tokens which I'm going to be leaving, and those are going to be ones that are going to be very long term. Maybe even going to be selling my Cosmos. And depending on what happens with Cardano also, that could be a coin which, I might be saving depending on where it's going to be reaching. I don't see the point of selling it, anything below $3, to be honest. And where I'm going to be moving my money is going to be on 2 places pretty much, and that is Celsius and Nexo. I'm going to be leaving my Celsius registration link. You're going to be getting a bonus money on Bitcoin if you deposit more than $300. And yes, these do require KYC, but they give you nice interest rates on most of these assets. So basically, I'm going to be tethering in as the term goes, but obviously I don't trust Tether. So I'm going to be putting my money into USDC and maybe, well, that's pretty much the only one I'm going to be putting, and maybe the Binance US dollar, since the Binance dollar, because Nexo supports it, and I will be putting maybe a bit of it into gold as well, because they give me 8% APR on it, which is very high. And, I'm basically just going to be putting it into stable coins. I'm going to stay there for a couple of months, and, I'm going to be cashing out probably 100K or something and buy a house. And that's I'm going to be basically every extra money that I don't need on the expenses, I'm just going to be putting back to crypto or keeping on the stable coins. I don't know. It's hard to say how much I will be making, so I don't know. But I will make an update on that. So the idea of this video was to kind of encourage people to have a proper exit strategy. What do you want to meet? What was the goal for this bull run? Do you want a Lambo? Do you want a house? Do you want a new laptop, computer? There are projects and, goals which are on different ends. Some people want to become millionaires, and some people want some smaller goals. And, all are different, and there's different tools and different ways to get into those goals. But you definitely want to have the point where you're going to be cashing out, because at some point the peak is going to be reached, and then it's going to be pretty much downhill from there. And it can be a long time for the next bull run, depending on what happens. There were a lot of uncertainty, and that is never good for stocks or crypto ever. Maybe for crypto more so, but not for stocks. So stability is what people desire, and that's something I would get. assets which are probably going to be staying relatively in value. That's why I think real estate is good, because there's utility in it, and you need a place to stay at, obviously, and whatever. Cars are also, I guess, good investment, watches or gold. I mean, we can debate about what are good and what are good, but I have my own plan, and I'm just here to share some of that. And obviously, I'm going to be telling you and informing people when I'm going to be dumping my bags, and you guys will know about it on Twitter or somewhere. So make sure you follow me there as well. Thanks for watching. I will be seeing you guys on the next video. Cheers!